Welcome back, my friends. Happy New Year. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope the first month of this year has been great for you. It has been quite a different month for me, to be honest. I have had so much happen, and I'm going to share some of it with you. Things that are going to be happening, some changes that I'm going to be making to this channel, and well, without further ado, let's get on with it, shall we? So, very first thing right out the gate, gonna get kind of solemn here for a minute. My father is 77 years old, currently speaking, and he has Parkinson's disease. Both my parents do. He has it significantly worse and had it quite for some time, and it's a progressive disease. It doesn't really stop. It's one of those things that they just haven't really found an official cure for yet, and it just keeps on getting worse and worse and worse. And there's tons of different kinds of symptoms that you can have of it. It's a really messed up disease. Really messes up the body. And he is on the verge of passing away. So, very soon here, I will be taking some time off for a bit, and I will be returning to talk about him because there's some things to know about him. If you're on this channel, if you're relatively new here, you haven't heard my backstory. I'm an ex-Christian. My parents were missionaries for 10 years. They homeschooled me for 12. Yeah, really turned me into something a little bit different. But my father had a number of aspects that left quite an impression on me and on everyone that he came across. Some would say for good, the ones who agree with the things that he believed, but my father was a particularly unique specimen of Christian because he was a fundamental evangelicalist who happened to believe in a few different actual cult teachings that were in the more deeper, more far out, as in far out cults that call themselves Christians. He had some of their beliefs as his own. We weren't part of those cults ourselves. We were kind of our own cult within our family. My dad basically just had his own unique bouquet of crazy beliefs that he put together. A couple here and there were good. He tried to be, well, that's, one could say he tried to be a good man, and you could make arguments from that perspective, but enough about him. The only thing I will say more about that is I'm bringing it up because I will be gone briefly when he passes on, and because I will be going to his funeral. I have some words to share about him to the rest of my family, who is much of the same mind as my father was. And so that's going to be interesting. But come Father's Day, I will be talking about him then. And just some things in relation to fathers bad fathers specifically, in general, and just talking about that and how I've come to deal with that, and just talk about him, and I'll also share what I will have said at his funeral. I've actually already have the speech written out. It's pretty much done. I'll just have to go read it. So there's that. So there will be a break in the videos for a week, possibly two. And then what comes after that, aside from that, everything will proceed as normal, but normal for this year is not going to be the old normal of last year. Allow me to explain. During this past month, and, well, I guess pretty much my whole life, I've been having epiphanies. The most recent ones, in regards to this channel, I would like to briefly share before I dive into what I'm doing. I've mentioned on my channel that I want to create a charity specifically for ex-religious people who have suffered trauma and who have a hard time adjusting to real life outside of their religion. Because that is a real thing. That is something that I have had to deal with. I've had to teach myself how to live in society, with society and society. Same difference, I guess. And to help people to adjust, to learn how to get a job, how to do, how to heal themselves from their trauma with the help of doctors, professionals, and, and if they have nowhere to stay, because sometimes leaving your religion means leaving all your friends and not having anywhere to live, anywhere to stay, any kind of job even for some people, in the extreme cases. I want to have a charity that takes care of all of that and helps them integrate into society healthily. My epiphany in regards to this is there are already charities like what I want to create. I haven't come across any that provide free lodging and food and, on the spot schooling and education. That's what I would like to see. And, maybe I won't be able to build my particular version of the charity with what I'd like to name it and everything and how I'd like it to look. Maybe not. And, that's okay. Because it's not about me and how I want it, how I want to customize it and make it look and all that shit. I want it to be beneficial for others. I want it to have all the bells and whistles that are necessary to help other people as much as can be possibly helped in whatever facet could be possibly needed. So that may mean building up another charity that already exists into that. And, probably have to go meet people and talk to them about it, and if I end up building my own, I will definitely have to. But the second epiphany I have come across is that I will more than likely not be able to build my own charity or make loads of money through this channel. I enjoy talking about the Bible. I enjoy reviewing things, anything about Christianity. I'll talk about that a little bit more shortly. But a lot of people aren't into this sort of thing. And I get that. Not everyone's raised to read their Bible every single day like I was. Not everyone is forced to go to Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Saturday night church. Oh yes, I've done it all. all except for going to church every single day of the week. But if you count being forced to read the Bible every single day and singing hymns every single day, both of which happen a lot in church, then I never left church for a good chunk of my life. So naturally, when I'm talking about church, not everyone's going to want to listen. Most people who want to are people who are addicted to going. And the people who've never been aren't really going to understand all these references and everything without me having to go and explain every single thing. So, since this is not really going to be a good foundation for making money right here, I have decided to cut down on the amount of videos that I am making. First of all, I'm going to be stopping the posting of every week. Instead, I'm going to post every other week. And in addition to this, even though I'm taking away a video every week, I'm officially going to begin experimenting with adding something else. To where you're not really losing the amount of content, per se. You're just losing how often you get it. For a time. Because I would like to experiment with review podcasting. I really want to get into reviewing specifically the Patch the Pirate series. I've mentioned it a few times in this channel. It is a old cassette. A lot of people aren't going to know what that is. Okay, think MP3. Before that was the CD, and before that was the cassette tape. Before that were the big round disc records, the vinyl. So between the vinyl and the CDs, cassette tapes. That's where the Patch the Pirate series, Christian series, in case you missed that, originally expanded in. It was actually right at the end of the gramophone, the vinyl records era. And I grew up on this series of audio cartoons, basically. It wasn't all my entertainment, but it was a good sizable chunk of the entertainment that I grew up on and was partially influenced by. I've only listened to one episode in its entirety since having left Christianity, and I was rolling with laughter. I couldn't believe that I actually enjoyed this shit. But, you know, with the help of weed, it is possible to enjoy some of it again. And of course, I'll be stoned while reviewing it. I'm gonna try and take notes of it. I'm gonna try and make it a fresh reaction, because I want to catch everything fresh on video for you while we're listening to it. And yeah, I think it's going to be great. There's a lot of different characters. Of course, they try to insert religious stuff in there, but they have a lot of music. They have a story every single time. That's usually pretty good, and they will usually have some good moral lessons that they are trying to teach. And so we'll review and talk about all of it throughout this new series, this new podcast type of thing that I'm gonna try and create. And I'm gonna the biggest key is that I'm gonna try and make it simple, a lot like this, but even more laid back. Not gonna be a desk and all this. Gonna be on a couch. Gonna be laid back. I might even have some snacks out or something. I don't know. So hopefully you'll have some snacks with me. We'll get high and listen to Patch the Pirate together and laugh and just have some fun talking about that. No Bible, and unless I need to correct something that they get wrong, but they're usually... Well, I can't really say anything because it's been forever since I've even listened to them. Like, literally a child, except for that one episode, since I've listened to Patch the Pirate. So, come back, and that's what we're going to be doing, in addition to those other Good, the Bad, and the Bible episodes that we've been going through. Somewhere in Leviticus, that is in fact where we're going to start off with next time. That's going to be the next video that comes out, probably next weekend. So stay tuned for that, and the one after that will be the first Patch the Pirate review video that I will have ever made, and yes, so much to come. Oh yes, and one other thing. I said that YouTube wasn't probably going to be completely beneficial for me, since I like to review religious and Christian related things. So what am I going to be doing to go and try and make more money to build this channel and build this charity? Well, I cannot tell you exactly what that is. That is a surprise for those of you that are following me already. Because if you're following this, you are clearly interested in what I have to say. Thank you very much. And thank you for liking and subscribing and sharing my videos. Really appreciate it. But what I can assure you for sure is that in this off time that I am creating for myself, that's the purpose of the podcast, is to keep giving you guys the equal amount of content and to give me more time to work on this other thing that I will be exploring. And what I will be exploring ultimately down the road, I'm expecting it to do well. I don't know how long it will take for it to get well, but I am expecting it for it to yield fruit quicker than expected. And what is the fruit that I'm expecting? Well, aside from money, time and resources that I can additionally have. I want to get to the point to where I don't have to work a normal job. And that's what this other pursuit is. This is a replacement job for my regular plant stamping 5 to 9 job that I have. It's crazy. I'm taking some risks. And honestly, it's I'm going to be doing something that I have literally never done before. So I am nervous about it. But the good news is that I have the skills and have practiced these skills much throughout my life to where I can actually pull them together into this new prospect of a main personal career. So I think I should actually be able to do pretty well at it. A lot better than this. I'm no professional teacher. I'm no professional anything. If I'm a professional anything, I'm a professional me. And I know I've said in previous videos that I had surprises coming. I had things I was going to do. And honestly, that was a mistake on my part to be saying those things. Because those things were actually different than what I'm doing now. I still want to be pursuing those other things that I have not been able to get to. The universe has just been constantly getting in my way and been like, no, that's you're just not going to get to that. I know you can do that, but you're not going to use that for your channel yet. You're just not going to have the funds for it. As like really, I've signed up for so much overtime and have had no choice but to go home early because we didn't have enough work. So I'm doing all right. I'm getting by, but I'm not able to acquire the resources that I need to upgrade this channel like I want to. So I kind of don't have much of a choice but to try this new avenue that's, I mean, it's like a bag of Legos, and I'm building something I've never built before, but I have all the pieces. I just got to put them all in the right shapes and places. And fortunately, I have a lot of practice with Legos, so it's just going to be with words and a lot of other stuff that you will find out someday. And that I do promise. Everything that I have said that I will do, I'm going to do it. I have so much to share. And I'm going to share as much of it as I can. If I don't die first, I will do everything in my power to gain the resources, to create my channel, to share with people the need to be careful for what you decide to believe in. I just want to make the world a better place. I want people to see through a different pair of eyes that they've never seen before. I want to make them understand the world a little better, to accept each other a little more. We're all freaks. We're all crazy. We're all a little bit twisted. And so I look forward to you joining me in my next video. Remember, if you know anyone that likes Bible type stuff, Christian type stuff, ex-Christian, current Christian, if they're doubting their faith or anything, if you want to shed some light on the information, my whole mini-series, The Origin of Christianity, there's a ton of links proving where all those beliefs came from. And help yourself if you haven't seen it for yourself. Have a wonderful rest of your evening or day, whatever part of the day you're at when you're watching this. And I will see you in the next video for the continuation of the good, the bad, and the Bible in the book of Leviticus. Until next time, my friends, stay safe and farewell. And welcome back. Happy New Year.